Welcome, dear fiends of the den, where shadows speak louder than headlines, and every whisper begs to be cross examined. This is the lair of Rose Noir, unmonetized, unsponsored, and unapologetically unfiltered. I am your underground icon. Here, news and conspiracy theories tango in the dark, hatch strange offspring in my brain, and slither out through my mouth. No ads, no allegiance, just raw nature, forensic fury, and a hunger for justice that doesn't sleep. If you want to keep the lights dim and the truth loud, your donations keep the blood pumping. The PayPal link is in the bio. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Hello again, dear fiends of the den. This is becoming my favorite place in the world to sit and bring you the dark entertainment. And you are becoming my favorite people in the world for watching, for joining, subscribing, and for commenting. I absolutely love your comments. Now, last week I talked, is a Mandela Effect a conspiracy theory? And I talked about remembering Nelson Mandela passing in the 80s. I actually don't know if I talked to you about this. So I do remember hearing maybe 1987, 1988, somewhere around there, that Nelson Mandela passed away in prison in South Africa. It was in the newspaper. It's very odd, but I absolutely remember it. And I know a lot of Gen Xers do too. Tell me, Gen Jones, tell me, boomers, do you also remember this? Let's talk about this and how the whole Mandela effect started, plus some others. But as we know, Nelson Mandela was released from prison and became president of South Africa in 1997. Now, obviously, there's not just some time travel tunnel that's just appeared. It had to have started in the 80s. And I've talked about so many of these Mandela effects before. We've talked about the Sinbad movie. Now, there was supposedly a Sinbad movie called Shazam. There is evidence of it. Just give it a search. So I don't want to use anyone else's videos here. If you search Shazam Sinbad, you will find it. And the other thing you will find is that Sinbad makes an appearance in Shaquille O'Neal's Shazam movie after denying that his Sinbad movie exists. The thing about that is, so many of us remember at least that one scene in the attic where he comes out of the the genie bottle. But I only remember that particular scene. So if you remember more of the movie, you guys have to tell me because I am confused. Then, of course, there's the Berenstein Bears, which when I was a kid was an E. Now they're the Berenstain Bears with an A. Although I think we pronounced it Berenstain Bears, but we knew there was an E. The Monopoly Man's monocle was absolutely there. I don't even understand why there would be Monopoly Man without the monocle that made the whole character. But my question to you about all of this is, are these Mandela effects created by, let's say, the government and these advertising companies who just want to see how foolish we can be, who just want to see how they can plant false memories and we will just accept it if enough people say it didn't happen? Because I do not want to accept these Mandela effects. But how is it that we could have heard that Nelson Mandela died in jail and then he didn't? Unless Nelson Mandela's family said that to protect him and keep him safe in jail so that no one would try to assassinate him in jail and he would be set free. That could have been a tactic, but people are saying that did not happen. Like, I clearly remember playing Monopoly and the Monopoly guy had a monocle. I am looking all over the place for my old Monopoly games because I would have had them only from the 80s. And the Shazam movie, like I said, I remember it was Sinbad, but just with that one scene. I do not remember the rest. So you guys have to search it up. Let me know what you think and what other Mandela effects are there out there that don't make any sense at all. Oh, right. There's also Fruit of the Loom and the cornucopia. And I said years ago, I actually thought that I remembered an ad where Fruit of the Loom said they were changing their logo and no longer using the cornucopia and just the fruit. And this would have been sometime in the 90s. But there is proof of it out there. And if you have it, please share it here with me on the Dark Entertainment Network. Thank you for joining me on this episode in the Den. Don't forget, because I bring you the truth, the Den has been demonetized, and it's a signal from the shadows. So if you'd like to support the Dark Entertainment and Rose Noir's investigations, you can do so by tipping the detective. The paypal.me link is in the bio. Again, thank you so much for joining me in the Den. If you've got something to say, send me an email at welcometothedenpodcast@gmail.com.